Well, I'm going to guess we were all wrong, like I was, about what the new book is that's going to be announced on Monday. Amazon let it slip right now, and I'm going to cover it before they potentially pull it down, unless this is all an elaborate hoax. But I hope you like Critical Role, folks, and if you want to know why, stay tuned. Here we are, folks, on Amazon, and you can see it is the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, a D&D campaign setting and adventure book, aka the setting of the Mighty Nine's adventures in the new season, Campaign 2 of Critical Role. That's what we're getting. And you can see, why do you want this? Or how do you want to do this? Sorry, is what it says, Critical Role. A war brews on a continent that has withstood more than its fair share of conflict. The Dwendalian Empire and Kryn Dynasty are carving up the lands around them, and only the greatest heroes would dare stand between them. Somewhere in the far corners of this war-torn landscape are secrets that could end this conflict and usher in a new age of peace, or burn the world to a cinder. Create a band of heroes and embark on a journey across the continent of Wildemount, the setting for Campaign 2 of the hit Dungeons & Dragons series Critical Role. Within this book, you'll find new character options, a heroic chronicle to help you craft your character's backstory, 4 different starting adventures, and everything a dungeon master needs to breathe life into a Wildemount-based D&D campaign. Delve through the first Dungeons & Dragons book to let players experience the game as played within the world of Critical Role, the world's most popular live-streaming D&D show. Uncover a trove of options usable in any D&D game, featuring subclasses, spells, magic items, monsters, and more, rooted in the adventures of Exandria, such as the vestiges of divergence and possibility manipulating magic of dunamancy. Starting a Dungeons & Dragons campaign in any of Wildemount's regions using a variety of introductory adventures, dozens of regional plot seeds, and the heroic chronicle system, a way to create backstories rooted in Wildemount. Explore every corner of Wildemount and discover mysteries revealed for the first time by Critical Role Dungeon Master Matt Mercer. So there it is, folks. That's going to be the book we're going to get announced probably officially on Monday. I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this. I'm not surprised that we ended up here, given the fact that we had the official Acquisitions Incorporated book. Although AC Inc. is much more tied to D&D, as it is almost a proprietary product in theory. They've been doing it for a long time. That one made sense to me. Critical Role has kind of always been a part of Dungeons & Dragons, but off doing its own thing. And then they are making an official Critical Role book, which is, I don't want to downplay, I do watch Critical Role and I do like it for what it is, but I do think that this is going to piss a lot of people off because there are a ton of settings that hardcore or not hard, I don't even want to use that term. There are a ton of settings that D&D fans want. They want Dark Sun, they want Spelljammer, they want I don't know, they want more Eberron content. People want something, anything not dealing with the Forgotten Realms. So, congratulations, we did get something not tied to the Forgotten Realms. It's tied to Matt Mercer's, World of Exandria. So, what does that mean? Well, it is going to be an officially published source for D&D. So, the things contained in it will be a function of all other Dungeons & Dragons. So, you can use this anywhere. It is officially vetted in public, so consider that. What it is going to mean is that they are new officially Wizards of the Coast published spells, subclasses, magic items, and monsters. So that's something to consider. If you've watched Critical Role, I'm sure you've seen he does a bunch of different magic items. You see the different spells. There's this new idea that they've been developing, the Campaign 2 thing of dunamancy, a whole new school of magic themed around time, which I guess would be in theory close to chronomancy, which a lot of people do want. So you might get your chronomancer subclass in the form of this Critical Role book. You'll get the vestiges of divergence, the main magic items that kind of got at the end of Campaign 1, but now published officially in a Wizards of the Coast version, so they may be slightly tweaked or updated. I will be covering this book like I do every official D&D book. I do happen to have the original Critical Role book, so I can even do comparisons of the vestiges of divergence from that book versus their official Wizards of the Coast published source. So that is something to think about. I'm trying, all the positives here. They're going to have 4, I think it said 4 starting adventures to choose from, so that's good, right? Opening campaign things. These could be good for one-shots. These could be good to set Exandria agnostic, put them in your own campaign world, and just run the starter adventures. We'll go through those. And then there's this idea here, heroic chronicle system, a way to create character backstories rooted in Wildemount. So, I'm not sure, but you guys, if you've watched Critical Role or you know anything about it, they do have a lot of focus on backstory and pulling that all in. So it could be good to get an official resource in a Dungeons and Dragons capacity that will give you some ideas about how to replicate that in your own campaign. I again am going to get the book. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to do full coverage for all of you guys on the book, and I'll likely do a giveaway of a copy of the book as well, as I tend to do. I am just a little bummed. I guess bummed is the right word. I'm pumped for new D&D content. You know this is going to be a huge boon for Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people only know D&D from Critical Role, and now you're going to get them mixed together. This potentially could mean another Adventures League setup, but you are going to have, your base Forgotten Realms kind of Adventure League. You're going to have the new Eberron stuff, and now you're going to possibly have another Critical Role one, so you're going to be just splitting the Adventures League a little bit further. This is going to, it may muddy things up a little bit, possibly, because a lot of people think that whatever they watch, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but I've experienced this at a lot of variety of tables. People think, and you can argue Matt Mercer effect and all that, but people think whatever they see on Critical Role is the rules for 5th edition, and that while those rules may be the same at your table, I do incorporate a couple at my table as well. If there are now official Critical Role source book, that may then make people start to canonize more rules that are used on Critical Role that are not official to the book. Again, maybe I'm extrapolating and sort of theorizing too much here, but enough from me. What do you guys think about this? One, do you think this is accurate? Do you think this, I doubt there's too much written here for this to be some sort of elaborate hoax to throw us off of the trail of what's going to be officially announced tomorrow on Monday. Potentially, this could get taken down. So if it's taken down, then I think that just makes it even more probable that it's true, because if it's taken down, they didn't want people to see it. This is also, I think, the 3rd or 4th time something's been leaked by Amazon well ahead of Wizards officially announcing it. So don't be surprised if at some point today we get the announcement that this is the official book, because Wizards is just doing a CYA scenario. But what do you guys think? Are you pumped about new Critical Role content, official Critical Role content coming from Wizards of the Coast and Matt Mercer together? This isn't the first time they've collaborated on things, but this is the first time one of his settings is an official campaign setting for 5th edition. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll continue coverage on Monday when we get more information, but I'll see you guys next time.